All right, we'll call this regular meeting of the Waukee City Council to order. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Becky, will you please do roll call?
Mayor Clark,
Here.
Councilmember Anderson,
Here.
Councilmember Crone,
Here.
Councilmember Grove,
Here.
Councilmember Lyon,
Here.
Councilmember Pierce.
Here. Agenda item D is open forum. Open forum is the time for anyone here tonight to address the council on any subject over which the council has the authority to act or on any item on the agenda other than a public hearing. If anyone here tonight, either in council chambers or on Zoom, wishes to address the council at this time, they can approach the podium or raise their hand. If you're participating via Zoom, please click on the raise hand icon located in the reactions controls. And if you're participating via phone, please raise your hand by hitting *9. Just as a reminder for public hearing, you need to state your name and address for the record.
Garrett Breeze, 870 Sandstone Point. I'm talking about agenda I4, parking violations.
Okay.
I live on a cul-de-sac. Cul-de-sac has 5 houses on it. And a couple years ago, they're the 3 houses that the cul-de-sac were built. Let's see here. Kimberly was a builder at the time. And also in the cul-de-sac is a fire hydrant and our gang mailbox. Could not get the contractors to not park in front of my mailbox. Period. Could not. I tried everything. So I talked to subcontractors, I talked to contractors, I talked to the builder, I talked to the superintendent, Brad, I talked to the chief of police, I talked to several police officers, and got nowhere. I'll take that back. Brad actually did get the city to stop parking in front of our mailbox. So called the builder, talked to the builder. The builder got their realtor involved, and the realtor sent text messages, called and talked to the superintendent. I have a packet if anybody wants one of all the emails, text message, pictures, and all that going back and forth. So I would say it took the builder probably 4.5, 5 months to finish building the properties, and was not unusual for us to go at least a week without mail and park it in front of the fire hydrant. So call the cops. Cops go, it's a $10 fine. It's not worth writing. We're not going to write a ticket. Call the cops again, and by then they had moved, and still same thing. Third time I called the cops, Sergeant Gitzen, Gitzen, actually came out and he went and talked to him. So there was a bunch of contractors out in the front yard, went over and talked to him. They moved the vehicle. I don't think he wrote a ticket. And as he drove and left the neighborhood, I don't think he was off my street. Another contractor pulled in and parked right in front of the mailbox. So then I go to the postal department. I talked to the postmaster. She called the realtor, called the builder, called the city, and called the police department. Still didn't get anywhere. So I start texting, emailing back and forth with Brad. Actually had a meeting with him. He was going to talk to the chief of police. After that, I called the cops 3 more times. And to my knowledge, there were no tickets issued. This went on for the better part of, like I said, 4.5, 5 months. Literally could not get the contractors to stop parking for the mailbox. I understand if they're delivering concrete, heavy equipment, stuff like that, I totally expect it. But they literally just park and walk right in the front door. Didn't carry anything with them. So I see you're increasing the fine. That's good because the cops don't write tickets for $10. So my question is, is there a limit on how high they can put the fine and just fine accordingly? But without that top limit, they're just going to continue parking there. Now I live in Painted Woods West. The first cul-de-sac when you come in there, I see they're building the house. I know what's going to happen because the getting mailbox is down there and there's also a fire hydrant down there. I know the contractors park wherever they want. And I couldn't get the city or the police department literally to do anything about it. What happened is they finished the homes and sold them. That's the only way I could stop them from parking in front of the mailbox.
We're not allowed to respond because other than parking fines, on the parking fine issue, because that portion of it is on the agenda tonight. I, our goal with that is to standardize parking fines relative to neighboring communities, as well as to make it worthwhile to write tickets, because today there is a fee, there is basically a portion of that we get charged from the county in order to process it. And so it doesn't make any sense for us to write tickets today. We will definitely have a conversation though with the police department, get back to you. If you would like to, that packet of information that you brought.
I got a packet for everybody to own. It's got all the emails, all the text messages, pictures.
You leave it. We will take a look at it. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah.
Do you mind if I just ask you a question? Do you have an individual mailbox or is it like one
It's
of
a
the?
gate mailbox, so
Okay,
there's like
okay.
10 people, so the 10 of us. The problem is the house at the inn, the kid has asthma and he gets his drugs through the mail.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
So it gets to be an issue really quick.
Yeah, yeah. I was just wondering because it was interesting. I mean, I just thought it was interesting that the postal service wouldn't still deliver the mail.
This is a federal law. It says they don't have to deliver the mail.
No, I know they don't. I know they don't have to. I just usually they're a little bit better about
Well,
it.
you'll
but
see some of
yeah.
the pictures.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you for
wanted
bringing
to ask.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Mayor and Council. Greg Jameson, 721 Northeast Venture Drive. I spoke to you at the last meeting about the franchise fees. So I'm back here again to get an update from council. I talked to mayor and 3 of the council members. Sorry, I did not get to meet the 2 lovely new council members this year or at the last meeting. My question is, so I am a electric only resident. I'm one of 3,000 rental units within the city. That is about 30% of the entire stock. And predominantly all of those are electric only services being provided in the city. We do not benefit from the gas reduction that many of us, including myself, have voted on. So my question is, at the last one, it sounded like in talking with Anna and Courtney and Rob and Chris, that we were at least in a general idea of let's research maybe doing a 4% gas franchise, a 1% electric, and or maybe a 5% that you guys were open to that. So my question is was there any research done? Where are we at? Is there any change or opportunity to make a pivot there?
So initial evaluation had been done, have not necessarily gone down the path of changing the recommendation for a whole host of reasons. One, as you very clearly mentioned, there are 3,000 rental units. There are 11,000 overall units. And by changing it to exclude rental units, which are only paying the electric portion, which is smaller than the full, that does increase the freight for everybody else. And so given the concern, I think from residents so far on the franchise fee, we've not gone down that path.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Chris Cummings, 215 Bailey Circle. Just looking at an item under the consent agenda. I know no discussion would be had if they're all passed as a slate, so I just wanted to ask if it would be possible to get a little more information about under D, contracts, agreements, and easements, number 4. It seems to be related to the gas utility sale, and I know there's an ordinance being discussed later that's also related. I'm just curious what this actually is. I apologize if it's something that's obvious to all of you. I'm a newer resident to Waukee, and it just seems like I don't know I don't understand. I'm hoping to just find out from you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. No, thank you for asking. Yes. So are you talking about the easements under D4?
Yes.
Yeah. So in working through the gas utility sale, we realized that historically speaking, many, many years ago, at different points, easements had either been granted to the gas utility or had been released from the gas utility, but the location of them were slightly off. So off by 5 feet in one direction or the other before we can transfer those easements. So that means where the pipe actually goes to Mid-American, we need to make sure that they are correct. And so we need to make sure if they're no longer needed, that they're released. If they are still needed, that they're accurate in terms of the location, because otherwise we cannot transfer them appropriately. Is that a fair assessment of the Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Are there any hands raised on Zoom?
No, there are no hands raised in Zoom.
Okay. An open forum is closed. Agenda item E is agenda approval. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve?
Second?
Any discussion? Please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Agenda item G1 is a public hearing on plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for Waukee Public Safety Building Innovation Project, bid package number 1, exterior glass and glazing. I now declare this public hearing open. Becky, have we received any written correspondence on this issue?
No, none received in the city clerk's office.
Thank you. Brad?
Thank you, Mayor. The City Council has provided authorization to move forward with a remodel of the existing, I guess we'll call it the former headquarters for the police and fire station located at 1300 Southeast Ellie Grant Parkway. The renovation will include a remodel of the space, both for the fire station that remains within the building, as well as renovation of the former police portion of the building for facility of additional city offices. In addition to interior improvements, there are significant improvements to the systems within the building itself. It is the original electrical system as well as the HVAC system that are 25 years old and are beginning to show their age relative to the usage of that building. There are also some minor exterior improvements specific to the building itself, as well as site improvements, including removal and replacement of the main parking lot located in front of the building. As a part of the project, the recommendation from our consultants was to bid this project in basically 2 packages, and that was really for purposes of lead time as it pertains specifically to glass and glazing, which would include the removal and replacement of all the glazed surfaces within the building. So before you tonight is that phase 1 package, which is very specific and very small as it pertains to just the glass portion of this project. The remainder of this project would be bid at a later date that's anticipated in March. This time, I'd be happy to answer any questions and would recommend holding the public hearing.
Thank you. Does anyone here tonight, either in the council chambers or on Zoom, wish to address the council and voice their comments or questions on this particular public hearing item? If so, please approach the podium, or if participating via Zoom, please click on the raise hand icon located in the reactions controls.
There are no hands raised in Zoom.
All right. Does council have any questions at this time? Okay, I now declare this public hearing closed. Agenda item G2 is a public hearing on plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for University Avenue Area Improvements Phase 2 project. I declare this public hearing open. Becky, have we received any written correspondence?
No, none received in the clerk's office.
Thank you. Rudy?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, council members. This project includes the furnishing all materials, labor, and equipment for the construction of South Warrior Lane. We're calling this project Phase 2 because it is overall part of our University Avenue area improvements. Generally speaking, we're talking about South Warrior Lane from Park Road on the north end to approximately Broderick Drive, Southeast Booth Ave on the south end. It does include about 1,000 feet of University Avenue from the west of South Warrior Lane, and then the blue dash line up represents a water main that we'll be installing as well as included with this project as well. It actually goes over to our new water tower that we've recently put in service. This project is in our approved fiscal year 25-26 capital improvements plan with a total project budget of $12 million. We do have an interim completion date for all the paving, grading, and structure construction, utility installation for November 20th of 2026. So essentially having the roadway reopened by then to all vehicle and pedestrian traffic. And then we have any remaining work to be completed by May 31st of 2027. We anticipate that's primarily restoration, seeding, the likes of those. So happy to take any questions on this public hearing, but staff recommends holding the public hearing.
Thank you. Does anyone here tonight, either in the council chambers or on Zoom, wish to address the council and voice their comments or questions on this public hearing item? If so, please approach the podium, or if participating via Zoom, click on the raise hand icon. Sure, come on up.
Chris Cummings, 215 Bailey Circle. Just a question as for the scope of this project and potentially, I guess, may also be not now a later phase. Is the intention down the road as Warrior is being expanded alongside University to put some type of signal at Warrior and University? A lot of the expansion is leading to increased traffic that's running at a higher rate of speed. It makes it very treacherous for pedestrians who are trying to go from there to the park and from there to the school. Is that in the scope of phase 2, or is that something more down the road for a subsequent phase as that intersection, I should say, comes together?
Rudy, go ahead.
A traffic signal is not part of phase 2 construction. It is anticipated at a later phase when we actually complete the widening of University to the east of South Warrior. Is the likelihood is when that's warranted and will be installed.
Are there any hands raised on Zoom?
No, there are no hands raised in Zoom.
Does council have any questions at this time? All right, and now declare this public hearing closed. Agenda item H1, Waukee Public Safety Building Renovation Project Bid Package Number 1, Exterior Glass and Glazing. H1A, consideration of approval of a resolution approving plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Brad?
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing further to add. Staff would recommend approval of the resolution to approve the plan specs, form of contract, and estimate of costs.
Any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes. Agenda item H2B or H1B, consideration of approval of a resolution awarding contract. Can I get a motion?
To approve?
Second.
Thank you, Mayor. I didn't realize I still have the clicker here, so I guess I'm in charge of that. The city did take bids on phase 1 of the public safety renovation project on December 17th, 2025. 4 bids were received as it pertains to the glass and glazing package. Those range in bids between $155,170 up to $295,675. The engineer's estimate as it pertains to bid package 1 was slightly lower at $127,800. So you can see there that the bids were all over the minimum, the engineer's estimate. However, you'll see 3 that are relatively all close as it pertains to pricing. So we do feel that we did receive quality bids and competitive bids. Keep in mind that this overall project budget as it pertains to the construction is a little over $7 million. So this is a very small percentage of that overall budget, and staff would recommend approval of awarding the contract to PDM Glass in the amount of $155,170. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Has there been experience with PDM in the past? Not necessarily from us, but.
Yeah, not necessarily from us. And working with our consultant, Ryan Companies, they did not have any concerns relative to the, essentially this is a vendor. They're providing the glazing surfaces so that it's here in time for construction to begin in April of 2026.
Thank you. Any other questions?
When Rudy holds the clicker, the bids are lower.
Well, when Rudy talks about the bids, they're always lower. When they're higher, he has somebody else do it, which is continuing true to form.
We haven't had one over for a while.
No,
we were due.
And this is a small one in comparison.
Yeah, we'll allow it. However,
No, just kidding.
He's boss. He's having to present it. So maybe
All right. With that, please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Item H2 regarding University Avenue Area Improvements Phase 2 project. H2A, consideration of approval of a resolution approving plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost. Can I get a motion?
move to approve.
Second.
Rudy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost have been on file with the city clerk for review upon request. Staff recommends approving the resolution. Happy to take any questions if you have any.
Any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Item H2B, consideration of approval of a resolution awarding contract. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Rudy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Up on the screen is a summary of the bids received on December 18th, 2025. You can see we had 4 contractors submitting bids. Our engineer's estimate was $10,922,000, excuse me, and some change. The apparent low bidder was Vanderpool Construction out of Indianola, Iowa. You can see their dollar amount for $9,198,722.55, approximately 16% under the engineer's estimate. You can see all bids received were actually under the engineer's estimate. So we had that going for us, unlike the prior project. We do have experience working with Vanderpool Construction. It's been a few years since they were a general contractor or the prime contractor on a project, but they completed that work successfully and satisfactorily at that time. So staff really doesn't have concerns with their ability to complete this project. They're primarily a grading and underground utility contractor. There's paving, there's box culverts on this, as well as some other features that'll be many subcontractors included with that work. So their ability to handle those contracts is certainly sufficient as well. So staff would recommend awarding the project to Vanderpool Construction out of Indianola, Iowa for the total of $9,198,722.55. Happy to take any questions if you have any.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes. Item I1, consent agenda. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Item I2, mayor's appointment and resolution, consideration of approval of a resolution approving mayor's appointment of City of Waukee representation to the Wastewater Reclamation Authority Finance Committee for 2026. We missed this one on our last time because this is a new committee, but I'm appointing Rachel Downing as representative and Brad Dietz as alternate. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second. Any discussion? All right, please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Rachel, is this your first appointment to a regional committee? Very exciting for you. It will not be your last. All right. Item I3, consideration of approval of an ordinance to adopt and establish Chapter 29 Waukee Civil Rights Commission. This is a second reading. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve the second reading of the ordinance in title only.
Second.
Nick?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you is an ordinance establishing a non-judicial civil rights commission. This will bring us into compliance with state statute that says that any city over 29,000 people needs to establish a civil rights commission. This will provide local support for anybody who wishes to come in to receive some assistance for filing a complaint with the state. It will also serve to expend the grant money that is allocated to this commission. Happy to answer any questions. If not, staff would recommend approval.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Item I4, consideration of approval of an ordinance to amend Chapter 70 Traffic Code Enforcement Procedures by amending Section 70.03 Parking Violations Alternate to amend fees. This is a second reading.
I move to approve the second reading of the ordinance in title only.
Second. Becky?
in due to the chief being out of town. If you have any questions, I don't know I can answer it, but let me know.
We talked about it at length last meeting.
Yeah, that was my hope.
And I feel like we should ask you questions
I do.
just for fun. Yes, this is to bring it into alignment with other fees that we have in the city as well as with our regional neighbors. Are there any questions or comments?
Mhm.
All right. Please vote.
Councilmember Lyon?
Yes.
Councilmember Crone?
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson?
Yes.
Councilmember Grove?
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce?
Yes.
Item I-5, consideration of approval of an ordinance imposing a franchise fee of 2% of the gross revenues derived by the Mid-American Energy Company from the transmission or distribution of electricity and natural gas to customers within the corporate limits of the city pursuant to Iowa Code Section 364.2. This is a third and final reading.
Move to approve the third reading of the ordinance in title only and place on final passage.
Second?
We are not allowed to.
No.
Thank you, Mayor. I won't regurgitate this fully, but I will just give a brief synopsis relative to what the proposal is before you tonight. Staff is recommending consideration of a 2% franchise fee on electric and gas utilities. This is to offset approximately $900,000 in revenue that was being generated by the gas utility, primarily to service the kind of service departments of the city, those that function really for the purposes of all the other departments in the city, including administration, finance, IT, marketing, communications, so forth. This is not directly related to employees that were previously employed underneath the gas utility itself. The net increase to Waukee and electric and gas customers will be 1%, as the 2% franchise fee would replace the currently 1% sales tax that is collected on utility bills. The city cannot collect both a sales tax as well as a utility franchise fee. Therefore, the sales tax will cease to exist, which would then create a 1% increase for Waukee customers. For reference, part of the reason why the desire is to utilize a franchise fee versus sales tax is that because of the state formula, for every $1 that's spent on sales tax in the city of Waukee as it pertains to the gas and electric utility, we're only collecting roughly 19 cents of that $1 based on the distribution to all of the cities within Dallas County. Waukee will have full access to utilization of the 2%, 100% of the 2% franchise fee. And as previously indicated, it's estimated that this would generate a revenue of approximately $900,000, which would offset the revenue that was being generated to fund these positions within the gas utility. As it pertains to the overall impact to the resident, we have utilized the rate proposals that were proposed as a part of the Mid-American transaction, and recognizing on average there's roughly a savings annually of $225,000 in reduced gas costs to the average resident in the city.
$225.
What did I say?
$225,000.
Oh, wow. $225.
It's been a long day, apparently.
I've sat through 5 hours of interviews today. The average annual residential franchise fee for both gas and electric is anticipated to be somewhere around $16, leaving a overall net positive relative to residents within the city of Waukee of approximately $209 a year. Again, this was an example specific to my home and my utility rates over the last 12 months. Again, you can kind of see I'm average as it pertains to me. It would increase my franchise fee cost to roughly $19 with a net savings of $210. Another employee in our department is a little more frugal than I am. Their franchise fee increase would be just shy of $10 with a net savings of $151. Again, just two examples. Obviously, every home is going to be different based upon size, condition, age, as well as utilization of your gas and electric. People like me that seem to have our gas fireplace on constantly. So it'll just depend on your use. Again, staff is recommending approval of consideration of the 2% franchise fee. And at this time, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions for Brad? Okay. All right. Please vote.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Agenda item I6, consideration of approval of a resolution approving site plan for U.S. Signal Addition at 390 Northeast Alice's Road. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Melissa?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The owner and applicant is One Neck Data Center Holdings LLC. The property is located north of Hickman Road and west of Northeast Alice's Road. It contains approximately 5 acres in area. It's an area outlined in red on the screen. The property is zoned C4, Office Park Commercial District. The site includes an existing data center building and exterior mechanical units. The existing building is just under 20,000 square feet in area and 22 feet in height at the tallest point. The existing building was built in 2009. The proposed site plan includes additions to the existing building. A total of approximately 33,500 square feet of building space is being proposed to be added. This includes a 2,145 square foot office addition along the east side of the building, and then a 31,000 square foot warehouse addition along the west side of the building. Thank you, Brad. Both spaces will be single story and a maximum of 22 feet in height, so it matches the existing height of the building that's already there. The project also includes additional parking to accommodate the new space, a new trash enclosure at the northwest corner of the site, additional exterior mechanical equipment to support the data center addition, and then a loading dock at the northwest corner of the building. There is also a 6-foot tall ornamental fence that's proposed to surround the property with a gate at the entrance. The existing access into the site from Northeast Alice's Road will remain. Parking and landscaping requirements are being met. Public utilities are already provided. Stormwater detention will be provided both off-site and on-site. The building elevations, which are on the screen right now. The office addition, which will be facing Alice's Road, that portion is proposed to be constructed mostly a brick veneer to match the existing building, aluminum paneling and storefront glazing. And then the building elevations of the warehouse addition along the west side of the site is proposed to be constructed mostly a precast paneling and brick to match the existing building. The trash enclosure will match the same brick as the building. Staff recommends approval of the site plan, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Veronica, there are no questions at this time. No.
A whole bunch of water. Couldn't she use gray water?
Veronica, there are no questions at this time. There was a public hearing comment and open forum at the beginning. You've been to it multiple times. We can talk after. If there are no questions, please vote.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Agenda item I7, consideration of approval of a resolution approving agreement for professional consulting services with Ryan Companies US Inc. for the existing fire and police building renovation project. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
Brad.
Thank you, Mayor. As previously indicated here on other action items tonight, the City Council has authorized staff to proceed forward with the renovation of the former police and fire station located at 1300 Southeast Ellie Grant Parkway. Previous action has hired an architect for this project, and this action before you tonight is for the construction manager as agent method as it pertains to delivering of the project. Essentially, Ryan Companies would function as the city's general contractor as well as agent for the city in oversight in the construction of the overall project. This contract is just over $1 million, which is approximately 12% of the overall total project budget. Keep in mind as well as that a percentage of this contract will actually be determined with an amendment at a future date once the full building has been bid as a portion of their overall expenses are based upon the bid price itself. So if the bids come in lower, their overall contract will come in lower and vice versa. Staff is recommending approval of the resolution to approve the consulting services agreement with Ryan Companies US Inc. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, please vote.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce,
Yes.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Agenda item I8, consideration of approval of a resolution approving the purchase of a 2029 Lifeline ambulance from Legacy Emergency Vehicle Sales of Pearl, Iowa, in the amount of $343,344 for the Waukee Fire Department. Can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second. Chief.
Fairly straightforward. Obviously coming to you quite early since there is extended lead times on these things, a little over 2 years. This one is replacing a 2008 that we actually remounted the box in 2017 roughly. So the box will be 20 years old at the end of this. So unfortunately, we won't be able to do that again. The intent is to have 3 ambulances for the city. So we actually have one on order right now that'll be here early in 27. And so we just got to get ahead of the game for this one. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you.
Any questions?
I have one. So we'll have 3 ambulances for the city, Clint.
Correct.
Will some of them be housed at the north facility and some?
So currently we have a fire truck and an ambulance at each station. And so this third one is really, it will be a backup right now for if one goes down until we start filling out the staffing plan a little bit and are able to actually staff it. So we'll staff it some of the time to begin with, but for the most part, it'll be a reserve. Obviously, the old one will be a reserve and we'll put the new one in service. But
In this dollar amount, are we locked into that or?
once we sign the contract, we're locked into it for the ambulance. So you'll notice in the cover letter, there's a lot of other,
Right.
like our cardiac monitors, those are likely to go up a little bit, but we've built in some of that for this. But with Lifeline, we're able to lock the price in.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, please vote.
Councilmember Grove,
Yes.
Councilmember Crone,
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Pierce.
Yes.
All right, agenda item J, reports. Fred?
Thank you, Mayor. The upcoming on January 17th is Family Fest 2026, which is an event for families and children, which will be located at Lutheran Church of Hope, beginning at 9 a.m. to noon. It is put on by our Parks and Recreation Department. Lots of blow-ups, as well as lots of vendors with games and activities for the kids to get them out on these hopefully not too cold, but more than likely cold winter day and get some energy burn off. One other thing, I don't normally do this, but I know they've shared this with the mayor and council, but it really kind of warmed my heart relative to leading this overall team or this organization. And so I did think I'd share it here tonight. And this comes from our fire department, where a family was traveling on Hickman Road and a small child had a medical emergency with 3 other kids in the car. Our ambulance transported the child and the mother. They had just had a flat tire shortly before calling 911. We're on a small spare. Our remaining crews brought all 3 kids in the van back to the station where crews entertained the kids with Christmas cupcakes and the movie Frozen until the grandmother could pick them up. Fire department crews took the flat tire to Public Works, who repaired the tire. Then we put the repaired tire back on the van. Teamwork makes the dream work. So just wanted to share that. Sometimes we don't always get to share good news and good things, but it just shows the care of our staff and really appreciate everything they do.
How do you follow that? No report.
Kayla? No report.
No report.
No report.
One question. Family Fest will be at Hope Waukee, correct?
That's correct.
In past years, it's been really, really helpful to be able to take your kids when it's freezing outside and there are limited options. Lately, the weather's been so nice. We'll see we'll see how that goes. But I know in the past, it's been really nice to be able to go somewhere with the kids that's not -20 in January. So I just wanted to comment that welcome to our two new council members, your first meeting, and it went pretty well, I think. So welcome, and we're glad to begin the process of working together. Thank you. All right. With that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Have a good week, everybody.
Two.